So for several weeks I had noticed that Hulu had Point Break listed in their newly added movies, and this not being a poster I remembered, I assumed it was the 2015 Point Break that no one wants to see. That would have been the easy get for him, but no, it's the 1991 original. So I checked it out. You know what, this is a pretty solid action flick here. It's directed by Kathryn Bigelow under the tutelage of James Cameron, mind you. We have Keanu Reeves, is Johnny Utah, new FBI agent. He has this new assignment. He's got this partner, Gary Busey. We're just going to call him Gary Busey. And there's these guys called the ex-presidents who put on these masks. Reagan, Carter, Nixon. Is it LBJ? I don't remember. They're ex-presidents. And they rob banks. No one dies, but it's a pretty intimidating scene. Now these masks are actually made by Studio ADI. These are the guys that work on things like the Alien movies, Aliens the Present, that is. And they did Harbinger Down. And this was one of their first assignments as a studio when they had branched out away from Stan Winston's effects crew. So this is one of the first things he did. You know, I talked to the guy at the head of their department, and I saw that he had posted this on Instagram, that these masks were one of the first things made, and they still look pretty damn nice. Rather pristine. I didn't assume that these were specially made for the movie. I kind of thought they were off the shelf, but hey, they look cool. A really good mask for robbing a bank, honestly. Or Halloween. Put a suit on, put these, have a bag with you, your next president. There you go, somebody might get it. Anyhow, Gary Busey has this theory that the guys robbing these banks, that they come with the tides, or they're following a certain pattern, that they're surfers. They don't spend any time on the vault. They just grab about 20 grand from the registers, and they're on their way before they can make too much fuss. And that's why they haven't been caught. So, to go along with this theory, Johnny Utah, who was an Ohio State starting quarterback, I think he won or lost a Rose Bowl. He played in a Rose Bowl, and so he has some fame going for him. He trains as a surfer, meets up with this girl Tyler, Lori Petty, who's kind of adorable here. She's a bit sassy, trains him on how to be a surfer. He's like, well, hey, who's that cool surfer over there? It's this guy Bodhi. And that is Patrick Swayze. Looking, I don't know, he's definitely not surfing, I'll tell you that. And in most of the scenes here, you can see it's Keanu Reeves not surfing either. In high definition, that's what happens. The movie otherwise looks good. There's no CGI. The effects look realistic. The cinematography is strong. I think that's because it's done by Jan de Bont, who would later go on to do Speed, another Keanu Reeves movie. And so Keanu Reeves actually has a run-in with this group. This guy leading them he's called War Child. So he's surfing and he's getting in their way, and they're going to bust him up. But then Bodhi comes by and beats the crap out of him. And they hang out for a bit and they play some football on the beach. And that's when it's revealed, hey, I know who you are. You're Johnny Utah, the quarterback. That's it. And so they think he's cool, and they're doing stuff with him. They're hanging out. Well, meanwhile, Utah, he's falling in love with Tyler, and though they hook up, he finds out that he's late for his own bust. They were going after these War Child guys. These guys seem to be fairly reckless. Maybe they're the ex-presidents. Well, they head over to this house where they're holed up, and they've got a shitload of guns. There's a big shootout, this big mess. Naked chick comes out of the shower, attacks Keanu Reeves. I think she's played by the girl that gets up on the table in Roadhouse. So you end up with a Roadhouse connection with her and Swayze. So, I could be wrong there, but anyways, I like the way the scene kind of plays out. A lot of this movie shows like that theatrical smoke, giving cool layers to everything. Really quite good looking movie. But in the middle of this bus, they run across Tom Sizemore in one of his earliest roles. if not the earliest. I'm not quite sure on that. He was like DEA agent, ATF. I think maybe it was ATF. And he says he's been embedded with these guys for like 3 months, trying to find out who their supplier is, and these guys blew the whole thing. So the FBI's pissed at Gary Busey and Keanu Reeves. But then, as they're staking out a bank, keeping an eye on it because they think it's the next target, they find out that the ex-presidents break in kind of while they're not looking, while they're buying sandwiches and stuff. And Keanu Reeves gets involved. They have a car chase. It's a grounded in reality car chase. It works out okay. And Patrick Swayze gets out. He's Reagan. He's trying to burn their getaway car. They switch to another car, but he gets into like a bit of a fist fight with Keanu. Man, I need to say Johnny Utah or something here, don't I? So, oh man, my mic's getting twisted around. So then Bodhi and him have a foot race, but Utah twists his leg and Bodhi climbs away on this fence. Now certainly Bodhi would see that this was Johnny Utah chasing him. Utah, uncertain. Maybe he could tell him in the eyes. I don't know. But they say, hey, we're going to keep this charade up. Why don't you go skydiving with us? Oh, do I trust that you packed your chute right? Well, I don't know. You can try this guy's chute. Here, try mine. No, you really want to try this one. So they're all offering him the chute. He goes skydiving, and it actually pans out okay. They have a good skydiving sequence here. You can see that it's not Keanu Reeves doing the skydiving. Certainly not. He's there shown face in the close-ups, but far away it's not him. Meanwhile, these other guys, you seem to see their face from a distance. This is a good-looking skydiving sequence you don't see out of Hollywood anymore, because now they just rather stay indoors. Let's just go to the blue screen and throw some wind up at somebody, Hollywood style. So he lands, and he's like, well, Bodhi says to Utah, hey, I gotta show you something. Get in this van, watch this tape. Yeah, we kidnapped your girl, and you're gonna help us do the next bank heist. Or else some bad stuff's gonna happen to her. Because we got this psychopath watching her. I think it was Rosie, what was his name? Anyways, Keanu's like, I can't help you with this. Oh, sure you can. Oh, you're not gonna have a mask, and you're not gonna have any bullets, but you're gonna have a gun. They bust into this bank, but a guy tries to play hero. This off-duty cop starts to shoot out along with security guard. Bullets are flying everywhere. Ex-presidents are going down. Patrick Swayze kills the cop. Him and Keanu get away, head over to where they've got a plane. Gary Busey's there, tries to get the drop on him, gets shot. He's dead. Plane's taken off, and Keanu is in chase. He gets aboard, but then Patrick Swayze is like, hey, I'm out of here. Gets out of the plane, and you can see the way this is shot that this is actually Patrick Swayze doing this jump. There's no fakery to it. You know, I just talked about Die Another Day. There's this shot in there where Halle Berry jumps off a cliff, and it looks awful. Because they want to try to keep her face and do it in one continuous shot, and the CGI comes in and everything just looks like crud. Here, you can't fake it in 91. If you want it to be a continuous shot, it's got to be you, Patrick Swayze, and it is, and for that, I give you a thumbs up. Keanu Reeves then jumps out also. They fight over a parachute. I think they have a bit of a tough landing, but if I remember right here, they're in the desert now. One of the ex-presidents was sent down with the money, but he didn't make it. But the bad guys get away, and they do exchange, so Tyler has been freed. And then sometime later, Keanu Reeves' hair, now longer, has caught up. I think it was in Mexico, South America someplace. There's a storm, waves of a lifetime. All these surfers are being turned away, but one of them wants to press on. Keanu's like, hey, we met your pal Rosie, you got killed. It's just you now. You coming in? Hey, let me surf one more time. He had him handcuffed, but he lets him go, and he's like, all right, fine. Authorities come out there and like, hey, all right, we'll get him when he comes back. Keanu's like, he ain't coming back. throws the badge down in the water. The storm seems to have overtaken Bodhi, and he's gone. You know, this is a way for you to get a conclusion in a movie, maybe a little bit of hope. Oh, maybe he swam away. Maybe Bodhi made it. But Keanu seems to be pissed with being an FBI agent at this point. But you have yourself a full movie here. I do like the stunts. I like the way it looks. This would be later ripped off by the Fast and Furious, at least in the initial movie, which is this movie beat for beat. You sub out surfing and skydiving, extreme sports for tuner life in the car scene. I do like Point Break. I give it 3 out of 4 stars.